next stage of your wreath making is to prepare the decorations. So in your kit you'll have found a selection of dried spices, cones and fruits. So I'm going to show you how to wire them before inserting them into your Christmas wreath. So what we've put in for you is some florist wire. So this is a 24 gauge wire, so it's strong but flexible enough to wrap and twist, not too hard on the hands. So let's start off with probably the easiest item, which is the dried orange slices. So we've put enough for you to do 3 groups of 3, but you could make smaller groups if that's going to be part of your design. But to wire them, I put them into a little bundle. And I don't want to push the wire halfway in because I need some length this end to go through my finished wreath. So I'm probably going to go no more than 1/4 of the way through with the wire, bring it back on itself and then give it a tight twist here. Finish it off so that you've got no pointy ends, and then the orange will fan out a little bit and that's ready to go into your wreath base. Next thing we'll have a go at is the pine cones. Now these are the Australian pine cones, which are lovely for wiring because they are really open. So again, I don't want to use up all of my wire because I need something to go through the wreath base. So I'm going to put it into that bottom set of pine cone segments, bring it round to meet the end, and then just do a little twist. So I've got enough there to get it into my wreath base. If you've got a really wide base, you don't necessarily need to get the wire all the way around. So for example, what I might decide to do is just get it snugly through there, bring it back and twist it. And that's really secure and gives me a little bit longer length to position the cone into the wreath. We probably pop some red chili peppers in. So these are dried chilies, and again I am going to pierce them. So I'm going to thread the wire gently through the base of the chili, about 1/4 of the way through. And then these are quite soft, so don't be rough with them, and then gently catch in the stalks, and so I've got a little group to go in my wreath. So the last decoration we put in was some cinnamon sticks. Now these can be surprisingly tricky to fasten together, so it's a 2-stage process. First of all, take a length of raffia, make a little group, and then bind it tightly with the raffia all the way around. Because they're obviously cylindrical, what makes them a bit tricky sometimes is that they tend to slip, but these are going together okay. So I've bound my raffia and then I'm just going to knot that. Now you can leave the ends and have this at the front as part of your decoration, or you can tuck them around the back. And then to wire the cinnamon sticks, turning it over, and then I'm going to thread the wire 1/4 of the way through and try and tuck it up under a flat surface on the cinnamon stick rather than in a groove. Bring the wire back up and then twist to finish. You're going to be nestling these down in amongst the foliage, so they'll be secure. So the final bit of preparation is to make the bow for the front of your wreath. We've provided you with 2 different ribbons. a piece of wired patterned ribbon and also a piece of velvet ribbon for the centre. So let's start with the wired ribbon. First thing you do is fold it in half and then just pinch where the wire at the halfway point, and all that's doing is giving you a bit of a visual marker so that you get your bow reasonably even. So then I'm going to fold in one side of the ribbon as if I was making, I guess, the beginnings of a tie, and then fold in the other side so we end up with something that looks like this. Don't make the top section too big, otherwise your bow won't have much length to the tails. And the next thing we're going to do is crunch the ribbon together in the middle so that we've got the beginnings of a bow, and then with your other hand go in for your velvet ribbon, place it down on your work surface and put the ribbon face side down and your bow front side up. Then I'm going to let go, bring my velvet ribbon over the top, and tie it carefully into a knot. And then just work the ribbon so that the velvet falls in the middle. Then I like to bring the other pieces of the pattern ribbon down so that we've got 4 sets, or 2 sets of tails, 4 tails. Then to wire it, turn it over, take a piece of your wire and gently work it through behind the velvet ribbon. This is why it's a good idea not to have tied it in too tight a knot around the front. So you've got a short tail coming through and a long piece of ribbon, and then twist to make a firm leg.